passing on Harden and Howard. Breaking news on SportsCenter. We're all sitting here trying to figure out what's going on. A story in LeBron James' voice. The last words of the piece, "I'm coming home."
In the moments after LeBron James announced his intention to sign with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the seat of power in the NBA quickly shifted to Ghana. That's where Chris Bosh's phone buzzed just before sunset on a mid-July evening with a text message from LeBron telling Bosh they were now former teammates. In the dizzying hours that followed, Bosh managed to use this jarring information to play two organizations against each other and leverage it into one of the largest contracts given out in the NBA over the last several years.
True or false? I will be in Miami next year.
True.
As far back as March, Bosh had gone on the record saying he didn't intend to leave Miami as a free agent. He felt the same way after the Heat lost in the finals, even though he opted out of his contract to become a free agent. Perhaps that's why, even in that first week of July, the Heat hadn't made a formal contract offer, believing they'd retain him. While it all played out and speculation about James raged, Bosh was detached on a long vacation, wading in infinity pools in the Maldives, riding camels in Sri Lanka, and going on safari in Africa. But that didn't mean Bosh and his agent, Henry Thomas, weren't prepared for their big moment. To protect his interests, Bosh quietly held a conference call with the Houston Rockets just after the July 4th holiday. The Rockets put a 4-year, $90 million max contract offer on the table. Soon after, Dwight Howard and James Harden were reaching out to make their own pitches. To the team's pleasant surprise, Bosh seemed receptive, and the Rockets, thinking they had a real chance, started trying to finalize a trade for Jeremy Lin to free up the needed salary cap space. Meanwhile, James was saying nothing. A little on edge, Bosh finally sent James a text, trying to get a gauge. James got back to him, but without an answer. He told Bosh not to make a move until he heard back from him. Bosh's talks with Houston reached the Heat's ears, unsettling them. But as he boarded a flight from Asia to Africa with his wife and children, Bosh still badly wanted to stay in Miami. Then July 11th arrived. James released his letter in Sports Illustrated. Rockets general manager Daryl Morey called the Lakers to finalize the Lin trade, giving up a first-round pick to clear the cap space, and anxiously awaited Bosh to call to accept their huge offer. In a pivotal moment, Thomas called Pat Riley and advised the Heat to make their best offer to Bosh and to make it now. The Heat knew about the Rockets trade and their offer to Bosh. They also knew that Bosh wanted to stay in Miami. Could they have gotten Bosh just by matching Houston's $90 million offer? He was an ocean away and time was ticking. Bosh had the leverage and the power. They called back with a 5th year and the full $118 million max contract.
I'm glad things worked out the way that they did.
The Rockets were disappointed. The Heat were relieved. They'd stemmed the bleeding from losing James and retained an all-star. Bosh kept his mansion on Biscayne Bay, signed the biggest contract of his life, and ordered champagne.
Bosh already has